Do you want to say what you do with exchanges, and can you name any exchanges that you've worked with?
Oh yeah, definitely. Is most of
If you want to know which cryptocurrencies or altcoins to invest in for long-term, medium-term, or short-term, or to trade in, then take a look at Tokenmetrics. Tokenmetrics uses artificial intelligence-based crypto indices, rankings, and price predictions to give you the best possible altcoins and cryptocurrencies to hodl or trade with. Use my affiliate code for a massive 10% off and 3 months free on the yearly plan. Link in the description below.
the customers already on the website, right? Like the leading leading exchanges like Warby, Coinbee, Kobo, BitTube, and all that, right? So we're adding a few more logos there. Yeah.
So does it
centralized?
Mean, if there's an exchange that's on your website, like Hobie,
Yep.
that it's okay for me to use?
Yeah. Actually, the CTO wrote a recommendation letter for us. Check it out.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yep,
I'll have that up on the screen.
So yeah, so this is representing. Okay, so in the exchange, right now is there's two camps, right? So there's centralized exchange and decentralized.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, they are actually fundamentally different. Okay.
Yes.
So the centralized exchange, like the one I just mentioned, those names, right? They right now they are the biggest names. I mean, they are the dominating this market, right? And then I mean it's my theory, right? My personal theory is because they provide better user experience, customer support, and all that.
Yes.
Okay. But if you look at the other end of the spectrum, the DEX, the DEX, decentralized exchange, Uniswap is one of the leader in that area, right?
Yes.
So. But look, if you go to the website, if you don't have any technical background, you may find it challenging, right? It's okay. You have to install those plugins, MetaMask, and all that. You have to install those.
Victor, I have a confession. I think I've only ever used Uniswap once. It was a few weeks ago. Prior to that, I was using Fork Delta. Fork Delta is terrible. It's not at all user friendly. But the tokens that I wanted aren't available on a centralized exchange. So I have to keep going to Fork Delta. It's not easy at all.
Exactly, that's what we feel, right? So this is the big problem with the usability, the user experience. This is one of the biggest challenges right now for DEX, right? But if you ask me in 5 years, which one is going to be dominating? I think it could be DEX, my personal opinion, right? Because I mean, look. Why would this decentralization even exist, right?
Yep.
It's trying to revolutionize those banking industries and all that, right?
Yep.
And then we're trying to bring all these assets and add the ownership of the assets and all that into this decentralized world, right? Why do we still need a centralized way of doing things, right? This is contradicting. But I think it's a good a stepping stone. That's what I feel, right? A stepping stone. Right now, I mean, those central exchanges, especially those legitimate ones, right? They are quite they are actually, some of them are pretty legitimate, right? They come from Wall Street, come from the banking industry. They understand how important is the user experience and all that, right? So they're building into their exchange, their feature, everything they build is so easy to use, right? And easy to trade and all that. But if you look at the DEX and all that, those are what? Those are that's a developer-facing tool, right? I mean, you cannot ask your parents or your mom and dad to use it, right? It's very hard. It works, but it's gonna. But then you may expose them to different vulnerabilities and all that. Like there's a lot of customers come to us because their asset got stolen, right? Because they use the not real MetaMask. Those fake MetaMask.
Yes.
Right? And then they install just one click of button. You put, type in the password and boom.
Gone.
All your assets are gone, man.
But by the way, Victor, that's really, really important. One of the things that I do, that if I want to go to an exchange that I haven't been to before, I go to CoinMarketCap and I get a link from there, and then also make sure that it's bookmarked. And even then, it's always useful to check the security certificate. But once a DEX has been audited, something like Fork Delta, I have used it for many years now without any issues whatsoever, apart from the fact it's so bloody difficult. Right?
Well, you make it.
Yeah,
congratulations.
It does have
the top 1% now.
It does have a certain level of security, and I can certainly get the value of a good centralized exchange. I think Kraken is a great exchange, right? And there are others as well.
But the flip side of that, and I personally am very wary, because I often get approaches from new exchanges. Hey, we want you to cover us. We'll give you an affiliate link. And I'm like, it's so easy. Victor, you and I, we could set up an exchange, run it for a couple of years, and off we go with a bag of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and there are those white label exchanges out there, right?
Yeah.
You can just pay them and get the code and all that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then the DEX, right? The DEX side, right? I mean, it's a super technical driven I mean, if you think about it, right, it's a super technical driven, right? So
Yes.
and by that, actually, that means you don't need to have a huge crew to maintain that, right? Because most of the business logic and all that is already recorded as a smart contract running on a decentralized fashion, right? And then, but then the winner in that space is going to be the one that is security first, okay? By that meaning, you have to make sure that the entire, we call it the attack surface, right? The attack surface. Every attack surface is secure.
Yeah.
Smart contract is only one of them, okay? Smart contract is only one of them. And then you also have the transaction, when those inbound and outbound, right? And all that. Is that a hacker trying to launder the money, the crypto they stole, right? For example, a few days ago, we just helped one of the major hack, like Kucoin. You heard about them?
Yes.
They suffer from $150 million loss. Right,
Yeah.
we are the one that we work with a few major exchanges to actually make sure that the hackers are now cornered. Right, this is actually what we need in this community. Okay, so I mean, this hacking is good. So look, I come from cybersecurity. Right, there's one thing that we don't take for granted right now is security. Okay, it's actually hard to get it right. Okay, in cybersecurity, in the modern day cybersecurity, we always assume that the hacker is already here, okay,
Right.
and the hacker is maybe already in your company, okay. If you have that mindset, your perspective to the whole world is going to be very different.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is also it's not just smart contract auditing. It's also you have to look at the transactions, right? It's every single transaction you have to monitor them. You're trying to build a behavior profile of all those wallet accounts, right? And look, every wallet account is pseudonymous, right? It's just a random string, right? But then who is actually behind it, right? Is it just a regular user like you and me, or is some crazy guys trying to launder their crypto assets through your DEX and all that, right? That's actually very important defense line we're building here, right? So one of our product is enabling the API call, so you can actually be preventive. Okay, other than you running the investigation, there's already post-incident, right?
Right.
Could we actually make sure that the hacker cannot get in, or make them a lot harder? Okay, they have their own hackers economics too, right? I mean, they have a house, the mortgage to pay, and all that. They're also human, right?
Yeah.
They're also human, right? So, yeah, we are just, what we're doing is making them harder, right? Make their job harder. But I think this is a very competitive industry. This is actually the fascinating side of cybersecurity and blockchain security, right?
Wow.
It's never going to end. It's all we do is actually we're making the defense or the offense more and more sophisticated, right? And if we're seeing that in the last 30 years of the cybersecurity industry.
Okay.
So this is happening right now in the blockchain.
Yeah. Now, in terms of infrastructure, I saw on your website Kobo. So you've audited their hardware wallet?
Not on that aspect. Yeah, not on that aspect. But yeah, it's we have some business with them. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, I'm hoping to cover them. I've been in touch with them. I've got an affiliate link in the description below if anybody wants to check out their Kobo wallet. All right. And then who commissions you? Is it like cryptocurrency projects, exchanges? They say, hey, come over and check this out, please.
Yeah, so we have a few categories, right? One is actually, those exchanges you talk about, right? We have good relationship with them, especially the leading one, the one that really care about their customers' assets, right? And then, the second categories are those DApp and DeFi, right? Right now, we have quite a few customers. Like, for example, the most recent one is Gala Games, right? Gala Games is funded by a very influential character in Silicon Valley here, the co-founder of Zynga. So he's building a blockchain games right now called Gala Games, right?
Right.
So we already did a smart contract. Is actually also there are some ongoing efforts. Also, we're trying to secure every aspect of all these projects, right? So that's the DApp and DeFi, and then and then also those existing big enterprise, right? For example, Splunk and Microsoft and all that, they do have some
Of course.
demand on that fighting. Is mostly around fighting the digital crime, right? So, for example, like I said, now this the big problem with cryptocurrency is actually the bad guys are you leveraging that for AML, anti-money laundering. Okay, if you think about it, this is actually what's dragging this industry. Okay, why did the cryptocurrency and blockchain get to 10x right now? I think this is because of those, right? That's because we don't have a good defense or risk management around it. Okay.
Right.
So when they hack, like for example, that Twitter hack that we investigated 2 months ago, right?
Yes.
So we're very fortunate to be featured by CBS News. I spent 10 minutes explaining to the public what's going on there, right? So they post those Bitcoin address on those celebrities like Elon Musk, Joe Biden's Twitter, right, to receive the funding, right?
Yeah.
And then they then start laundering it, right? It's good that our law enforcement were able to stop it, right? And actually everybody on the community actually worked very hard to raise the awareness and all that. We shut it down in only 3 hours, right? But within the 3 hours, the hackers already accumulated like over $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. Just that 3 hours, right? That's higher than you and me, the salaries. So yeah, so
Certainly higher than mine, Victor.
Yeah. Well, me too. So, the point I'm trying to make here, right? So, is actually if this industry constantly being facing with like negative PR like this is not going to help this entire industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
right?
you're not going to have people, conservative, I suppose, normal people moving in.
Yeah, well, like for example, would you put all your 401k, your saving, your retirement savings into that? Maybe not now, right? Because of exactly those. Think about it. This is actually why this industry has not been going through 10x after 2017 and all that. This is the problem, right? We need more compliance regulation, right? It's actually not the opposite. Some people were saying, oh man, because of those big guys, big brothers are regulating this industry. That's why it's not growing. It's not. It's actually totally the opposite, right?
Because
but yeah, this is actually
the increasing regulation. You'll have the larger players coming in.
Exactly, and when this, I mean, our perspective here, right, is like a industry, right, is actually determined by the people, by the community that are participating.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, if we have those projects, I mean, if those ICO or whatever, those altcoins or whatever, right? So if this industry is full of those, there's no future for this industry, okay? But if you have those like legitimate investors or Wall Street and all that, they bring the expertise. And for example, for our industry, blockchain security, we came from cybersecurity, we came from FireEye, Mandiant, McAfee, right? We bring the best expertise into this growing industry. This is what's actually most needed right now for this industry. We need more talents, right, from those leading industry, from existing industry, right, to come to this industry, right, to build to improve the maturity of this industry. I think this is the only way that this industry can get to 10x and more regulation and compliance. Yeah, and security for sure, right? Yeah.
Okay. Now, if a project wants to get in touch with you, I'll have all the links in the description below. But what about for individuals? What should they do to take care of themselves and their assets?
Very good question. Very good question. Right. So, our mission is blockchain transparency for all. Okay. So right now, if you are interested in learning about those securities and all that aspect of it, right? Or for example, actually, we actually have a DeFi detective contest going on right now. Okay, it's a very cool contest. Actually, we're giving away prize money for the winners. Okay, and this is the second time we're running it. The last time was last month. It was a huge success, right? I presented at DEF CON, and then we run. DEF CON is one of the largest cybersecurity conference in the world, right? So we run that there. It was a huge success, and guess what? A San Francisco bartender won the first prize.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, this is actually a pretty sophisticated challenge, okay? You don't need to know how to program or all that, but you do need to have some, you need to be smart to actually find out where the hackers, those launder the monies and all that, right? All you need is just a laptop and a mouse, basically, right? But you do, yeah. But it's going to be a very interesting context for this ongoing one. It's a DeFi detective, and guess what? Uniswap and Sushi Swap is the same of this one. Yeah, check it out, right? So I think
I will.
for the community, for the general public,
I'll have the links to that in the description below as well.
yeah, for everyone, I think, yeah, that's like we started the conversation, right? So some of this technology are developer friendly, right? It's very hard to understand what's going on. I don't think a lot of people understand UTX or solidities or EVMs and all that, right? But our perspective is like, if you build the tool, especially the security tool, if you build the security tool correctly, right? You don't need to have a guy as 10 years of experience to be able to use it, right? So check it out, right? The tool, we believe that if a bartender can do it, you may be able to do it too. And we need to attract more talents from different communities into this growing industry, right? This is going to help. And then what you will also get is you will start learning, right? You start learning, oh, that's the fascinating side of the blockchain, right? All the transactions are already there, right? It's already there. All the data is already there, right? All you need is a bridge, right? To connect you to that data, right? And right now, like I said, the technology is there, right? But there are some companies, right? They build those tools that is designed for the government, the law enforcement, and all that. That's why we decided to take a different approach, right? I think if you think about it, right? So blockchain is designed to be decentralized. It's designed for everybody.
Yes.
Why would you build a security investigation tool only for the law enforcement? This doesn't make any sense, right? We are lowering the barrier for everybody. Okay, so try that out. And then we do have some other upcoming projects like that. We are building so we're constantly analyzing all this blockchain data and all that. We are launching a market intelligence product called QTF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sign up on the website. You will learn more about it. It's a pilot product right now. We are doing a pilot testing on 5 different hedge funds. So, but once we get some traction, we're going to open up the entire platform for the public. What you can get is actually you can do your own research of matching the crypto prices with some of the market movements. For example, the on-chain, the whale wallet movement, or the exchange inflow, outflow, or even the social media. Like right now, we're analyzing like Reddit and all that, right? Using NLP, natural language processing.
Yeah.
And you could actually do your own analysis, analytics, and you can come up with your own trading strategy if that's your interest, right? Or you can actually line up and run correlation study with those market signals. And right now, the most commonly used word is DeFi.
Yes. Yeah, you want to make sure that DeFi that you're using is safe and secure and tested.
Yeah, DeFi.
Not one of the ones that somebody launches.
Everybody's talking about sushi, and we look at the world and what the hell is that? We're turning into a full industry or what?
Yeah.
You saw sushi and kimchi and soda and all those foods. But I think we need more transparency in this industry, and that's why we make all our efforts right together to lower down the barrier of entry. We believe that the success of this industry will require the tool that is open for public.
Yes.
Yeah, it's blockchain transparency for all.
Fabulous, Victor. Thank you so much. Is there anything else and I'll have all the links in the description below if people want to get involved and stuff and find out more. Is there anything else you want to let us know before we finish up?
Yeah, I need the closing statement, right? So we are being in this industry, like AnChain has been here for 2 years, right? Founded 2 years ago, right? So I think blockchain requires more community effort. It requires more transparency. That's the only way of this industry can get to 10x. So so the quick action is take a look at the DeFi detective, sign it up, right? It's free, and then you may be able to win the prize. And at the bare minimum, you can learn blockchain investigation. It's all possible there.
Fabulous. Victor, thank you so much. For anybody who's watching, were you hit by the Kucoin hack? Have you used SushiSwap or Uniswap or any other DeFi project? Is there a DeFi project where you've lost funds because of some criminality or possible criminality or something, or errors on their part? Let me know in the description below. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Victor signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Cool. Thank you. Bye-bye.